Where's Annie? Annie?
Yes?
You?
Yes! Wait, that's it. Carly, do you want to make a video? Oh wait, that's my idea. Let's make a video about Anna and Elsa. Why don't we try? Hello everyone, my name is Annie and I am one of the hosts of the new YouTube series, Girls Guide to Disney. On this episode, thanks to the film theorist, he has brought an amazing theory and we would like to talk about it today. So, as you know, America has this amazing movie called Frozen. It came out about 2 years ago in November. Now, in this movie, they talk about two sisters, Anna and Elsa, and how Elsa has ice powers and how she almost ends the whole kingdom, but how her sister Anna saves her. Now, there's a theory, and I'd like to tell you about it. This theory is about Elsa and Anna not being sisters.
Not sisters.
Didn't you just hear what I said? Not sisters. But rather being Anna and Elsa, Rapunzel and Elsa. My partner Carly and I would love to give you this theory. So up with the next point is my best friend Carly.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction, Annie. And let's get right into this. Okay, so let's start with the parents and the scene with the trolls. So when the troll asks him, he's just like, bored. And he doesn't know, that's all. He just doesn't know because he's not the parents. The parents are
And the next theory is very interesting. The age of Anna, Elsa, and Rapunzel. So, in the beginning of Rapunzel, it talks about how Rapunzel wants to leave her tower because it's her 18th birthday. She wants to see the floating lights, which are actually lanterns. So, it's her 18th birthday, and in the very end, when Eugene says he wants to get married, that she finally said yes. It starts to make sense because in the movie Frozen, you can see that it was released 3 years and 3 days to the T exactly after Frozen Tangled. So if you take those 3 years, and if it said that Rapunzel was 18 in that movie, 3 years later she would be 21. And it's a common known fact that queens if you are a princess and by the age of 21 and you're next in the throne, you will be coronated as the queen. So that means when Anna's and Elsa's parents died in that boat accident, shortly after it says 3 years later, and it's Elsa's coronation, making her 21. Meaning the problem. And then you think, wait a second, if that's so, why wasn't there any tracing of them being related? There was. Guests at the coronation were either royalty or family members. And in the very corner, during the first time in forever, Anna's singing and dancing on the open gates, on the pathway. All of a sudden, in the left-hand corner, all of a sudden, it's Rapunzel and Eugene, or Flynn, as most people know him as, walking in. And it's only one short scene, so you might miss him if you blink. So pay attention to that scene. Meaning, she was visiting. But why was she visiting? Was it to pay respects because Anna's parents were actually on the way to her wedding but died in a sea storm? Or were they there to support because she had found out that Elsa was actually her sister?
okay. What about their powers? Like they're polar opposites. Well, they aren't. First of all, Rapunzel, we all know her power, she heals, but you all see that scene where Eugene is dying, he's been stabbed, and she cries. One single tear hits him on her glass. Then there is the scene from Frozen. It's that really dramatic scene where Hans is about to kill Elsa, and Anna just goes like that, and when the sword hits it, it shatters. Well, and that's more. Then
something else. Disney already confirmed that Frozen's city was Arendelle, based off of a kingdom in Norway, and then that Corona, the city in Tangled, was actually based off of a city in Germany. Germany is about right here, and Norway is about right here on a map. So it could have been very easy for the parents of Corona to send off their daughter because they were afraid that she might get stolen because of her powers, all the way up to their neighboring kingdom of Arendelle in Norway. So geographically, it's not that big of a boat ride. They could be there within days, when other kingdoms could take up to weeks or sometimes even months, depending on where you were going. So they're very close. So that gives the kind of relativity of how Anna and Rapunzel look alike and how they all have similar features. It's because they're in that European area. So then you think about something else. Now, this is a little more scientific, but just give me a second here. The parents in Frozen, one has blue eyes, one has green eyes. The father has green, the mother has blue. In the movie Tangled, the mother and father, the king and queen, also have the same combination, green-blue. So, how is it possible that in the movie Frozen, a green and blue, clearly blue is the dominant? How is it possible that if blue is the dominant between the children, that the father is left none? Because the father's genes are always more dominant. So if he has green eyes, how did none of his children end up with green eyes but rather blue? But then if you go on the other side, you see that the mother's genes are more dominant, and you notice that it's green. But because the father is recessive, it's a neutral, meaning that their children could have either colored eyes instead of just one. Meaning that it would make much more sense that Anna and Rapunzel are not related, but rather that Elsa and Rapunzel are related, because their probability of their eye color matches better with the regular parents rather than the Frozen parents. How Elsa matches them? Not very good, but they match better rather with the kingdom of Coronas, king and queen.
So now the hair. Now we all know the story of why Rapunzel has the blonde hair, the magic, beautiful flower that the queen drank when she was sick. Now, what about Elsa? Why does Elsa have blonde hair? Like the mom, she has brown hair, and the dad has like reddish brown hair. So why does she have brown hair? I mean, blonde hair. But Anna has red hair like her father. So it doesn't really make sense what Elsa does. So if you go back to the parents of Rapunzel and we say that it's her twin, it makes perfect sense why she has hair. Because of the magical flower.
And then there's our theory. Many of you watching might be asking, well, if Anna is just regular, belonged to the king and queen of Arendelle, why was Elsa never added into the beginning of Tangled, where they show the beautiful birthing of their child? Well, here's why I think. Well, even though the queen had the magical stick of the flower water, what if one of her children came out a little sick? Maybe even a little cold. As they came out of the womb, they were sick. So they rejoiced their birth of their first daughter, Rapunzel. And after the first night of her birth, she being stolen, they decided quickly, and this not being shown, that they should give her away to a kingdom that's more quiet, that don't have children, that can make sure that when we get Rapunzel back, we can bring back our daughter so we know it's safe, that she won't be stolen for her power. That can make more sense because, like it said in the movie, Disney itself said that Anna and Elsa were both 3 years apart. So if Elsa's coronation day, she's 21, why wouldn't Anna be 18? So if Elsa is born 3 years before, Anna would have never known.